The given image gives information about the water collection. The data has been provided with different elements such as bucket, rope, lever, and pulling. Furthermore, the data has been provided with the different elements that, like some people are pulling that the rope and the bucket is getting the water out from the river. Moreover, there are different colors in this picture: blue, green, yellow, and white. Additionally, there are some things like liver is hanging around with the rope and bucket is hanging with the rope. Moreover, there are different elements such as blue, green, yellow, white. Overall, the picture is very informative, which gives us crucial information about the water collection.
The given image is about water collection. There's a sort of a machinery in the middle of the image. At the bottom of the image, there's a lake. There are a lot of people in the image and they all are working. There are some elements labeled in the image, such as lever, pivot, and the rope. There's a person pulling the rope, and there's another person at the end of the machine filling water into the bucket. In conclusion, the given image is very informative and it's a fully black and white image.
This picture gives us the information about the process of water collection, including pulling, lever, and pivot. The largest element of this picture is the bucket, which is located on the right side of this image. Conversely, the smallest element of this picture is the rope, which is related to the bucket. Furthermore, the second largest element of this picture is the lever, which is related to the middle part of this image. To conclude, there are three means available in this picture.
The flowing graph gives information about water collection. There are so many things to describe in this image. Moreover, there are some beautiful colors, black and white, pink. The beauty of this image, after taking a closer look at, can be seen that the data has been given elements which including pulling, lever, pilot, rope, bucket. The maximum element is a lever and the minimum element is a bucket. Overall, the image is all about water collection.
The image provided is a picture in black and white. There is a machinery in the middle of the picture that made by wood. This machinery consists of five parts: the pulling parts, the pivot parts, the rope parts, and bucket, and also lever. The lever connects to pivot to the pulling parts. The rope connects the pivot to the bucket parts. There is a lake beneath that, and there are some rocks around that, and there are some workers works with the machine. Overall, this picture shows us how to collect waters in an old times with a device.
The given image is about water collection. At the bottom of the image, there's a lake. There are different elements labeled in the image, such as lever, pivot, and rope. Also, there are three people working in the image, and one of them is pulling the rope. There's another person working in the image. In conclusion, the given image is very informative and it is a fully black and white image.
This photo gives information about the water collection. Here are a few steps which is ancient of the how to take the water from the river. Firstly, the pulling by main hand, and the lever which is the make by the through the wood. An important part of the pivot which is through the an important collecting and rope, and to the point main pocket is the bucket, and the bucket from the uses for the taking water from the river. And most importantly, this photo gives information about the water collection from the river.
The image provides the picture that gives information about the beautiful scenario for the water collection. So it is evident that first step they are the bucket and the man they are the collect from the river and they are the took in the bucket, and then they are the rope and the pivot, it is the second position, and they are the last, it is the lever position, and it is the middle position, they are the water collect to the river, and lastly they are the pooling and they are the water, it is the collect from the pooling, they are two men, they are the just, it is the bucket, it is the river for the water. So it is the evident that they are the information about the water collection, it is the bucket from to the pooling, they are the three people, they are the talk about the different type of the collection of the water.
This picture gives information about the water and machine. According to this picture, I can see the several items including pulling, lever, pivot, and rope and bucket. In the middle of the picture, there is a big machine getting a water from the river. And beside the machine, there is a people working with this machine. There is a big bucket which is pulling some water from the river. To sum up, this picture gives the information about the water and machine.
This image shows that a man taking the water from the river, and there is a machinery items which has lever pulling area rope with the bucket. He is pulling the rope to take the water from the river, and he is passing on to the other person. He is taking that water into the pot and sending to the destinations. There is a lever that is able to control the water level. Based on the water level, this can be adjusted. If water at the higher level, this should be adjusted with a little force, and if water is in depth, then he has to give a more force. Overall, this provides more information about how we can use the bucket to take the water from the river.
The following picture provides information about water collection. From the picture, we can see that there are some parts in this water collection. In the picture, there are pulling side, which is a rope, and then there's the lever, and in the middle of the lever, there's pivot and rope. Finally, at the bottom of the rope, there's a bucket to take the water. In conclusion, the picture provides information about water collection and its part.
The picture provides information about a water collection. At the top, I can see a lever. On the left side of the picture, there is a man pulling a rope. On the right side of the picture, I can see pivot, rope, bucket. Overall, this image provides a clear layout of the water collection.
The following image shows water collection in ancient times. A man is pulling a rod which is connected to a lever. The lever is connected to a pivot and a rope, followed by a bucket at the end. The bucket draws the water from the well. There are some people sitting across looking at the image. There are people wearing turbans. There are some people carrying rods. It looks like a very old image because it's black and white. It is a very clear image though. It's a big system to get water. I think this is a very difficult technique compared to nowadays.
This photo gives information about water collection. It also shows different objects such as a lever and pivots. In the middle of the picture, I can see rope and buckets. On the other hand, pulling and men are also shown. By the picture, there are different colors such as green and gray. The connection between pivot and rope are so important. Finally, I can see bucket and lever.
This picture gives information of water collection. We can see there is a piece of machinery which consists of bucket, rope, pivot and lever. One person uses a small bucket to collect water to a big bucket hung at one end of the lever. When the big bucket is filled, another person pulls a rope at the other end of the lever. Then the lever rotates around the pivot in the middle of it. So the big bucket is raised by the lever and thus the water in the bucket is also raised. To sum up, the graph tells about water collection.